The key takeaways from the economic survey: Adani Group stocks continue to bleed and all eyes on Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman ahead of the Union Budget. This is Business Plus, your definitive edge to business and economy. The Indian economy has recovered from debilitating impact caused by COVID-19 pandemic, and it is set to retain the tag of the fastest growing economies in the world. That's the big message emanating from the economic survey. The survey's projections come close on the heels of the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, confirming that India will remain one of the fastest growing major economies in the world. The survey, however, noted that high inflation may keep interest rates on your loans higher. The economic survey is the budget precursor, and it was tabled by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman in the Parliament today, detailing the state of economy in the current fiscal while also giving a sneak peek into the future. Addressing media on the economic survey, Chief Economic Advisor V. Anantha Nageswaran said that the recovery from pandemic is now almost complete. Listen in.
Formal study of how much digital infrastructure contributes to growth is yet to be undertaken. But it is my belief that India's improved balance sheets and the digital infrastructure together will add anywhere between 60 to 100 basis points to India's potential GDP growth, which is what we were missing in the course of the second decade. This is an elevation and enhancement in India's potential GDP growth because the baseline is assumed to be around 6% by many international organizations. But what is important is we have a financial cycle that was disrupted in the second decade. That is coming back. And we have the new development public digital infrastructure that is adding another 30 to 50 basis points.
The Chief Economic Advisor there giving a picture of how things stand and the challenges ahead. In a nutshell, India will continue to battle headwinds such as inflation, but strong fundamentals and thrust on infrastructure development will help keep the growth engine chugging. And shifting focus now, Adani Group stocks ended their three-day losing streak, with the majority of them finishing the day in the green. 6 out of the conglomerate's 9 listed entities posted positive returns in today's session, while the remaining 3 were locked in the lower circuit. The follow-on public offer of Adani Enterprises also saw a good response, as it was oversubscribed on the final day of the bidding after a tepid opening. Since Hindenburg accused port-to-power conglomerate of accounting fraud and manipulation, investors in Adani Group stocks lost almost a combined wealth of 5.7 trillion rupees as of Monday. To alleviate some pain, stock exchanges BSE and NSE have revised the circuit limits of 3 Adani Group companies, Adani Total Gas, Adani Transmission and Adani Green Energy, from 20% to 10%. However, some turnaround was witnessed in today's session as 6 of the 9 stocks rose by almost 2 to 4%. Adani Enterprises, which concluded its 20,000 crore rupees FPO, also ended higher for second consecutive session on Tuesday. India's largest FPO was oversubscribed by almost 110% today on the final day of the bidding. Non-institutional investors led the charge, as the portion set aside for them was oversubscribed by 326%. QIB book was oversubscribed by a 126%, and employee quota attracted 52% bids. Retail interest, however, remained muted, as they only picked up 11% of their quota. The 3-day decline in Adani stocks pushed Gautam Adani out of the elite club of world's 10 richest billionaires. Adani, remember, lost $36 billion of his personal wealth so far in January itself, and is currently sitting on 11th spot on Bloomberg Billionaire Index with a net worth of $82.4 billion. Adani still holds his position as the India's richest. Meanwhile, the opposition parties have demanded a debate on the revelations made by Hindenburg Research, considering the high exposure of SBI and LIC in Adani Groups. Shifting focus, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman is all set to present her fifth budget on 1st of February 2023, which is tomorrow. She will be scripting history as the first woman finance minister to do so. Now remember, prior to her, only Indira Gandhi had presented the union budget once in 1970-71. FM Sitharaman has presented a total of 4 budgets since her maiden budget in 2019. She is credited for rolling out a productivity-linked incentive schemes, also known as PLIs, introducing National Health Assurance Scheme, Ayushman Bharat. But she's not the only finance minister to have presented more than 3 budgets. Leading the pack with the most number of budgets is Morarji Desai, who presented a total of 8 budgets during his tenure as the finance minister in late 1970s. His stint has largely been credited for simplifying corporate taxation and incentivizing exports. Followed by P. Chidambaram, also presented a total of 8 budgets during his tenure as finance minister in 1990s and in 2010s. He announced a cut in personal income tax rate, introduced the Rural Health Mission in his tenure. The former President of India, Pranab Mukherjee, also presented as many as 7 budgets during his tenure as the finance minister from 1982 to 84 and 2009 to 12. He is remembered for bringing Aadhaar, establishing NABARD, and introducing the notorious retrospective tax. Former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh is credited for opening the Indian economy, also presented as many as 6 budgets between 1991 and 1996. Singh is known for scaling the private sector participation in the economy and introducing tax reforms. All eyes will be on Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, who will table the budget in the Parliament at 11 a.m. tomorrow. We will bring you all the important snippets here on News9 Plus. And that's all in this edition of Business Plus. For more incisive news analysis and cutting-edge documentaries, keep streaming News9 Plus. Thank you.